Welcome in, going live early here because we got a live look here at this ball game right now. Texas A&M looking to set up for a big third down as we are started 20 minutes prior to the kick of Stanford, Utah. So here's my backup scoreboard bringing you this presentation of a live looking of Kentucky and Texas A&M. Here's a 3rd and 19 here for Kellen Mond. Offensively, the Aggies with the ball in the pistol formation. 2 guys wide left, 1 guy wide right with Sternberger in the backfield who had a false start here for the Aggies. Clear as day. This one's on Ryan McCollum. Number 77, the right guard, trying to pull over. So here's a 3rd and 24, likely to run the ball. 2 guys wide left, 1 guy wide right. Tight end to the right side is Sternberger, who had a big play off the hands of a wide receiver earlier in the ball game. Here's the handoff. Travion Williams smasher forward. Travion Williams with a pretty big gain. Not going to get the first down, but after being down hurt, after trying to prevent a tackle on prevent a touchdown on which he failed, as it was a pick 6 for the Kentucky Wildcats, sitting here at 5-0 versus 3-2 Texas A&M. Braden Mann onto the field to punt the ball away to Kentucky. Deep to return, it looks like it's going to be David Bouvier. And the 5'9", 168-pound speedster. Snap good. Braden Mann gets it off cleanly as the ball was marked at the 27. And here's Bouvier from 12. Bouvier's going backwards, and he's stopped at the 9. We could possibly be going to overtime, but a big stop here by Cullen Gillespie. The 12th man jersey gets him the fullback. Gillespie go ahead and take down Bouvier. 1st and 10. 2:13 to go in this ball game. Kentucky 14, Texas A&M 14 in regulation. Benny Snell behind Terry Wilson. In the pistol formation, 3 guys wide left, tight end to the left side as well. Wilson snaps the ball. Here's the handoff. Benny Snell, right side. Benny Snell, stiff arm, getting that first down out to the 20-yard line. Benny Snell, Heisman dark horse. As if you look at tonight's game, only rushing is not the leading rusher here for Kentucky, for Benny Snell. 2 minutes now to play. All 3 timeouts for Kentucky. 2 timeouts for A&M. 14-14. A minute 50 and counting. He snaps the ball. Here's the fake handoff. Back to throw. Wilson looking. Dumps it off. Snell with the catch. And Snell out to the 28. Benny Snell wanted more. Benny Snell Jr., 5'11", 223 pounds from Westerville, Ohio. 127.8 yards is his average. Only 49 yards tonight. 5.6 yards per rush usually on average tonight. In the season, 4.1 tonight. But here's a handoff. Snell's got a hole. Snell's busting up out to the 39. And you are in range to attempt a Hail Mary. But they might attempt to get into field goal range here. And all of a sudden, Kentucky's looking to go on a game-winning drive here. A minute 10 left to go in the ball game. And those of you just tuning in, Utah and Stanford is next after this live look in between Kentucky and Texas A&M. Throws out route. It's going to be caught at the 39 as a catch for a gain of 41, a gain of 2 is C.J. Conrad, the senior tight end. Miles Butler is going to be the field goal kicker. 59 seconds to play in regulation. Probably need to get to about the 30, 35-yard line for Butler to have an attempt even, and it would be a long shot. Hikes the ball back to throw. Wilson pressured. Wilson sacked! Stepping up and taken down at the 37, and it is number 52, Justin Madubuike. Third down coming up here for Kentucky. They're probably letting that clock wind a little bit, and I would. 3rd and 11, just let that clock wind as much as you possibly can. 3rd down, here's Wilson, back to throw. Wilson looking deep. Wilson nowhere to go. He's going to scramble. Wilson trying to avoid the sack, and the ball's loose. Recovered, I think, by Kentucky. Running around crazy was Wilson. 13 seconds to play in regulation with the flag down.
The only thing you cannot afford here is a turnover.
And this one's going to be holding by Logan Stenberg, the junior guard. And timeout, A&M. They could possibly have a chance here. A&M will.
He's an experience. They didn't have a quarterback who had thrown a pass in an FBS game entering this year. He mentioned Wilson started out at Oregon.
4th and 22.
Junior college last year. Kentucky over Florida because Benny Snell and other teams. You're the missing piece. We need a quarterback. We have everything else in place. Have a special year.
So here we go. 13 seconds. 4th and 22. Texas A&M's going to have a chance to possibly return a kick. They might also send the house. Got to be careful doing that, though. Max Duffy, 9 punts, 63 yards. This is long, 50.7. Brady Mann, 5 punts, 59.6 yards per punt. But here's Mann. Timeout, Kentucky.
This has been a punter's duel, so you're seeing that timeout. They wanted to see what A&M was going to do, how they were going to line up.
So a big possibility of overtime here. We are hitting 10 till the top of the hour, and I'm probably going to end up keeping it on this game because it is a close, intriguing game, and then it will flip over automatically. Those of you tuning in for Utah and Stanford, number 15 Stanford hosting the Utah Utes, we got a live look-in of Kentucky, Texas A&M, the finish of this ball game that I wasn't able to broadcast sooner, or else I would have done either a doubleheader or just this game. Done Texas A&M before. I have not yet to do Stanford or Utah. But, yeah, looking to send the house max protection here. And here's the punt. It's shanked. Not a great punt. Hail Mary range with 8 seconds left to go, or possibly range to get in the field goal range, which they have a kicker replacing La Camera, who got injured against Clemson.
Because of the rush, he kind of shanked it off his foot, out of bounds. He'd been kicking beautifully all night at that time. He anticipated pressure, and A&M didn't break pressure. He didn't get the same kind of kick. Australian rules football background with many now over in Australia coming to this country to get an education on an eye for it toward perhaps the NFL as well. You know, most of his kicks, when he's rolled to the right, he's kicked back to the left side of the field. That time,
so here we go. 8 seconds.
That time, Paul, the return man, 4 kicks.
A thriller in College Station. 14-14 defensive ball game. Touchdown for each team in the fourth quarter. The first 3 quarters, a touchdown for each team. So here's Kellen Mond, 41-yard line of Texas A&M. 59 yards separates Texas A&M from a big win at home and knocking off Kentucky, which is looking a little bit like a big blue giant. Here's the handoff. Travion Williams got room. Travion Williams out across the 50 out to the 44. Timeout A&M. And that'll be their final timeout of regulation. Last year, this isn't technically broadcast for this game, but last year I broadcasted my very first overtime game between Georgia and Oklahoma. That did not disappoint. This one is looking to do the same, not disappoint. But they are looking for a Hail Mary attempt at the 44. Seth Small, the freshman kicker, 6 for 9. 0 for 1 tonight. 52 is his long. There's no way he can hit a 61-yard field goal. They're not going to kick it. Kendrick Rogers, a big guy to watch. Kentucky, 14. Texas A&M, 14. 2 seconds in regulation. 44-yard line of Kentucky for Texas A&M's Kellen Mond. Travion Williams to the right side of Mond. 1 guy wide left. 3 guys a bunched right side with 3 safeties standing near the goal line inside the 10-yard line for Kentucky. Here we go. Kellen Mond back to throw. Chase from behind. Kellen Mond is going to take a shot to the end zone. Mond throws. It is. Is it Cardinal? Incomplete, intended there. Rogers almost made the catch, but it hits the ground. And we are going to overtime in College Station. Those of you tuning in for Utah and Stanford have to wait a little longer. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The call is tails, and it's heads. So Texas A&M wants to play defense. So that'll be what we'll start. Texas A&M ball first.
Defense first, so that when you go to offense, you know what you need to do when you get the ball. And if you're Kentucky, you choose that end of the field because that's the only part of the stadium where there's a decent amount of blue going into that end zone. Shows that direction, and their offense will come on the field. Only 178 total yards of offense for Kentucky. Benny Snell has been held in check, only 60 yards rushing. But by getting the ball in the 25-yard line,
so here we go. Sorry, Texas A&M ball next. Kentucky ball. So here we go. Kentucky ball. 25-yard line. Here's a man in motion. Hikes the ball. Fakes the jet sweep. Back to throw. Wilson's going to dump it off to that man on the jet sweep. Out to the right side. And he's going to get smashed down at the 21-yard line. Lynn Bowden on the reception. 14-14. One timeout for each team. I forgot to take one away for Kentucky. 2nd and 6. 3 guys wide left, tight end to the left side. Benny Snell to the left side of Wilson in the backfield. A 4-3 look for the Texas A&M Aggies. Here with 6 seconds to snap the ball. Hikes the ball. Pump fake on the screen. Wilson's going to keep it. Slide down 2 yards short at the 17-yard line of that first down marker. So here's Kentucky with a 3rd and 2. They can gain 1 or 2 yards. You could possibly either be looking at a first down or a look at a 4th and 1 where you could possibly decide to go for it. You got Benny Snell, who's been held in check all night long. Number 26, the junior running back from Westerville Central High School in Ohio. Wildcat for Benny Snell, and a timeout is going to be called. Timeout Kentucky. That's their only timeout of overtime. So this overtime period. So Benny Snell has thrown the ball before. Let's see if he can do it. Even though he's not had a great night, could possibly give him a little bit of a Heisman campaign. If you throw a touchdown pass to take a lead against Texas A&M, have your defense hold, that script could possibly be written. On the other side, though, at home, unranked, trying to get known against a team with all the momentum in the world, 5-0, beating Florida, ending a streak, beating Mississippi State in an upset. So either way this works, the script is beautifully written. Trips to the right side, hikes the ball, back to throw. So Wilson from behind and pressured and brought down at the 25. Kingsley Kiki on the sack for the Aggies. They released both tight ends. They had 2 tight ends to the right side and a receiver also bunched to the right side. And all of it's covered. They should have just handed it off to your Heisman candidate, Benny Snell. But instead, you take an 8-yard loss on a sack by Kingsley Kiki. And these throwback unis for Texas A&M. Miles Butler, 3 for 5 this season. Here's the snap. Good. Kick is off the upright. Sorry, off the crossbar. No good. 14-14 Aggie football.
all of it. One of the great stories of their season, the former walk portal student. Team was elated when we got put on scholarship. For many years, they didn't have to worry.
Wow.
But they have again as the 4-year starter. All-time leading scorer. Now all A&M does. All they need.
Texas A&M wins with one score. 14 points are not a given, even in overtime. Hikes the ball. Here's a handoff right side. Got a little bit of space. Travion Williams out to the 16, 2nd and 1. So here we go. 2nd and 1 coming up here. Live looking with this ball game. Once this game is over, we'll switch over to Stanford and Utah. Kellen Mond under center. Two guys tight to each side of Mond with Travion Williams in the backfield. And here's Mond going to sneak it ahead out to the 14. And I think Kentucky is slowly watching their undefeated season go away in their chances at an SEC championship. Not away. They still control their own destiny. This is a cross-divisional game, but definitely dwindling. As now, if you beat Georgia but then lose one other game, you are looking at a serious issue in trying to get to that SEC championship for Kentucky. Man in motion. Tight end on each side. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff. Travion Williams. Williams trying to spin forward and gets out near the 10. It'll be a 2nd and down and about 6 for Travion Williams. Definitely favoring that left knee, it looks like. 27-yard field goal from this point. Two tight ends to the right side, one guy wide left. Man in motion is Jay Sternberger to the left. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff. And it's Williams breaking a tackle. Williams up and in. Touchdown A&M. They win the ball game. What a game. Aggies 20. Wildcats 14. That's all she wrote. Aggies survive.
And the biggest win this first season for Jimbo Fisher, so this will be a pivotal game. We'll find out how good we are. Here's Holly Rowe.
Travion, you told us before the game this would be a good opportunity to show who has the heart from the football in this game. You did it in overtime. How hard was it in that moment?
Bryce Love sitting out against Utah. That game's about to kick off.
John, at the beginning of the show, we said the two running backs were the story. Texas A&M put the ball in his hands. Kentucky didn't put it in Benny's hands.
So we are here, Utah. That game score is not updated. Neither one of the game scores are really updated. So here's the kickoff
just getting off to our Sega Whiteside. So let me go ahead and get my notifications set for these games so I can keep an eye on this.
Bryce Love out for today, but you got
Zach Moss on the other side, a guy to watch for the 2-2 Utah Utes, trying to pull off the unthinkable as Stanford trying to avoid 2 straight losses here. That game's in the 4th, by the way. And right now, Mississippi State is about to beat Auburn, too.
KJ Costello with the first throw. Take it to the left side.
Our Sega Whiteside gets a big completion, and it's going to be a first down to start this ball game for Stanford in this sleepy environment right now.
Boys up front trying to keep KJ Costello protected tonight. Yeah, they had their issues, particularly the last couple of weeks, and last week, Notre Dame broke free for 5 sacks. And this offensive line, heard about it all week.
Hikes the ball back to throw. Hands it off right side and getting smacked in the backfield. Cameron Scarlett, nowhere to go.
Sorry, that's not Scarlett. Here, let me get my Trevor Spades. Trevor Spades, the junior running back.
So here's a 2nd and 11 for Spades in the backfield as 2 guys. It's tight ends to the right side and receiver motions in. Hikes ball, handoff, Spades busting a tackle. Spades getting a gain of 5, and it'll be a 3rd and 6 coming up here for Stanford, getting a lot of that yards back for Stanford's offense. The Utes come in 2-2, 0-2 in conference play. They are a very good team, had a very good opportunity to beat Washington, but left a lot of points on the field. They also had an opportunity to win their other game against Washington State in conference, but again, they just could not finish the deal. 3 guys wide left, 1 guy wide right in the all-black uniforms for Stanford. A man to the right side. Hikes the ball back to throw, looking over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete.
Broken up there, as this is the first time we're going to call the name of the senior defensive back, Corian Ballard.
It comes up with a big play to get Stanford off the field. Not right away. They got a first down to our Sega Whiteside, but still nonetheless getting a stop in Stanford's own territory in a blackout night here in Pac-12 after dark. Deep to return is going to be Britton Covey as Jake Bailey is to punt this ball, standing around his own 31. Snap off, and here's the punt. And he's going to let it go into the end zone for a touchback. Just drilled that was Jake Bailey. So here's Tyler Huntley, the junior quarterback who threw 118 pass yards, 88 rush yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half. We could go a little bit of a struggle. Let's see if he can bounce back with Zach Moss right next to him, number 1 and number 2 in the backfield. So here's a first down for the Utah Utes offense. Huntley hands it off, and fakes a handoff, and it's going to be Huntley getting out for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. From Dania, Florida, junior Tyler Huntley, 6'1", 200-pound quarterback, hikes the ball. Here's the handoff to Zach Moss, left side. Zach Moss trying to break through the second level, but just cannot quite get there as he stopped at the 26-yard line there. As really a first-level player, defensive lineman Dylan Jackson was able to come up with the stop there. It'll be a 3rd down coming up here for the Utah Utes offense, 3rd and 4. 12 minutes and counting to go in the first quarter. The score is still locked up at 0 apiece. 3 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left. Hikes the ball, back to throw. Huntley throwing right side, and it's going to be caught and dripping and forced out of bounds. I don't know what I was saying. Forced out of bounds was Damari Simpkins at about the 44. The junior wide receiver Damari Simpkins getting a big stop here. 2 guys wide on each side now of Huntley with Moss to the right side, now moving to the left side of Huntley on the right hash mark. Ball at the 35-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10. Hikes the ball. Here's a fake handoff throw over the middle, and it's going to be caught, but the ball came loose. Stanford's got it. They're marking it incomplete, but I think that could have either been a fumble or he was down. I think he had control as Sean Barton came up with that. Dropping it was Covey. As we already talked about, Britton Covey, the 5'8", 170-pound wide receiver, sophomore from Timpview High School in Provo, Utah. And I think they're going to go ahead and call this. They're not going to review it. Huntley back to throw. Huntley looking over the middle. Incomplete, broken up. Intended there again. But Covey as Antoine comes up with the play. And the big leader is Malik Antoine, the junior free safety, coming across. 3rd and 10 for Kyle Whittingham's Utah team, who got off to a slower start than expected. They were kind of expected to lose to Washington, but not against Washington State. 3 guys wide left, 2 guys wide right. Huntley back to throw. Huntley going to step up and throw over the middle on the flat. It's going to be Covey again, and he's short at the 40-yard line, and a nice tackle by the man who almost had the recovery, and that is Sean Barton. So here we go, 4th down as the leader on this defense. Barton comes up with a big play there to stop the speedster, Covey, from getting that 1st down. And here's the punt. It's a short one, taken at the 21 and spinning forward, getting out to the 30. Very short punt, unimpressive. And here's KJ Costello back into the game. When we come back, stay tuned for more college football action on CFB on Bash CFB Network.
Welcome back out here in Palo-Alto, California, where the Stanford Cardinal are hosting the Utah Utes in a 0-0 ball game. At the top of the broadcast, we had Kentucky, Texas A&M, and it literally ended
right as this game was kicking off. Two guys wide left, one guy wide right, tight end to the right side. Costello in the shotgun with the man to the right side of him, which is the junior running back who's getting in, Trevor Spates, in the result of the injury of Bryce Love. Hikes the ball back to throw, throws underneath, and it's going to be caught in a gain of 5 or 6 yards here by the tight end, Caden Smith. The junior is definitely a leader in this offense. You take a look at the 6'5", 252-pound junior tight end from Flower Mound, Texas, at Marcus Community College, I think it is. I think he was a junior college transfer. 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for Costello, but very efficient, more efficient than anyone's been since Kevin Hogan had departed a handful of years back. I think this is the third, fourth year without Hogan. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff to Spates, and Spates going out to the 42 and getting a nice gain for first down. And here's Mississippi State versus Auburn. Nick Fitzgerald clinches the big win, 23-9. Auburn is about to fall to 2 losses and be eliminated for the most part, in my opinion, in the college football playoff. So here's the 1st and 10. Hikes the ball, play action, back to throw. Costello looking deep. Costello looks now underneath over the middle to Arcega. Right side broken up, but there's a flag. I don't quite know what it is, as Jalen Johnson comes in and breaks that one up. And it's going to be holding on Jalen Johnson, and it looks like here's Arcega Whiteside moving and making a move. Yeah, he was grabbed as Arcega Whiteside was trying to cut in towards the middle of the field, and that kind of impeded Arcega Whiteside's ability to create separation. And as a result, it's going to be a 1st down and 10 for Stanford, probably about around where Stanford would have had that football if Arcega Whiteside would have brought it in. So here's a tight end to the right side in the I formation with a fullback behind Costello and running back being Space. One guy wide on each side. Hikes ball, fakes the handoff to Space. Now on the reverse. Arcega Whiteside swung down. Bradley Anai with a big hit swings him around and slams him on the ground. That looked like some MMA fighting skills. This was the freshman Michael Wilson, who's one of the faster wide receivers on the end around. It's hard to see numbers with the red numbers and the black uniforms of the Cardinal, really. Like, if it was Utah red, yeah, I could probably read it, but or scarlet kind of. Ace formation, 2 tight end set, 1 on each side. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff to Spates. Spates getting a few of those, a couple yards and a couple more, as a couple yards giving them back to the original line of scrimmage, and then adding on a couple more yards to that. So a 3rd and 8 coming up here for KJ Costello and the Stanford Cardinal. Number 3, Costello, cool and calm. That's what he is, having a bad week a week ago. This season, 22 for 65, only 33.8% on 3rd downs for KJ Costello's squad. Hikes the ball back to throw. Costello pressured. Costello scrambling, and he's sacked. Chase Hansen drills him. And a nice play here by the Utah defense. This front 7 is no joke. This entire defense for Utah is no joke. If you take a look at them statistically, they are playing tremendous defense with 3 takeaways this season. Also just don't have a whole lot of yards allowed. And here's the punt This is going to be another touchback through the end zone.
Chase Hansen making a big play off of a big sack on KJ Costello. 7:15 to play in the first quarter. Tied at 0. Welcome back.
Scores tied up at 0 apiece with 7:15 to play here in the first quarter. Utah has the football at the 20-yard line following a touchback. 1st and 10 coming up here. Huntley under center with Moss in the backfield. In the ace formation, hikes the ball. Here's a handoff to Moss. Moss has got space, and he's going to get all the way down to the 29-yard line, up the middle or near the right side, as he's a little bit shaken up on the play. He's a little bit limpy, and I think he has to come off the field, and he will come off the field. As Moss on the carry right side just kind of got collided by 3-4 Stanford defenders in there. So here's an ace formation, hikes the ball. Here's the handoff to the backup running back. Upended in a nice run here is the new running back, Armand Shine, in the game. And here's Ian Book, pressured, scrambling, throws on the run, caught down the sideline, and barely getting in that end zone. That clock is ticking down. They are going into the fourth quarter. Notre Dame up by 15. Hikes the ball in the shotgun. Here's a hand off the left side to Shine. And he's going to not get that much. Out gain of 2. It'll be a 2nd and 8 coming up here for the Utah Utes. Two guys wide on each side, 2 tight ends to the left side. Hikes the ball, play action, back to throw. Throws over the middle, and it's going to be caught out to the 48 for 1st down.
It's the big one. Cole Fotheringham from San Clemente, California, the 6'4", 242 tight end back in his home state. So nice reception here for the Utah Utes. Huntley is going to line up in the shotgun as he sends the two running backs that are in the formation out. One as the tight end to the right side. Now he'll send one in motion, fake the handoff on the jet sweep, and Huntley's going up the middle for a gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up here for Huntley. Tyler Huntley, junior quarterback. Already talked about this guy all the way from Florida, Hallandale High School. 4:50 in the first quarter. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff up the middle and getting a gain of about another 4 yards. He'll shine, and it'll be a 3rd and 2 coming up here. Be interesting to see if we can get Zach Moss back in that football game. Shine's still out there. 39% on 3rd down this season, 69th in the FBS. Here's a 3rd and 2 coming up here. 3 guys wide right. Now man in motion to make it 4 guys wide right with one very short wide right and 1 guy wide left. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff. And handoff. Here's the keeper, and to the left side, Huntley is going to get stopped by Jordan Fox. The outside linebacker makes a nice play on Huntley, tripping him up. He was on the ground and basically crawled over him to make that stop. So here we go. Let's see if Utah will go for it, and I think they will. No, they're going to send on the punt unit at the 40-yard line with 2 yards to go. Gotta be wary of the fake, but here is the punt. Gets it off cleanly. Wojnowski. Oh, but there's a flag. I think they ran into him. Looks like Swan ran into him. And yep, it was Jovan Swan who ran into the kicker, and it's a 5-yard penalty. Results in a 1st down. He held on to it and just hit him. And Mitch Wisnowski could not quite pull away from that. So it'll be a 1st and 10 coming up here for the Utah Utes. Out to the 35-yard line. Wisnowski taking a hit by a big guy. Here's an ace formation. Deep back is Moss back in the game. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff right side. And Moss is going to get upended and getting a gain of maybe 2 or maybe 1. I think they're going to mark it. Yeah, a gain of 2 inside the middle of the hash marks. 2nd and 8. Second and 8 coming up here. Clock ticking under 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. 0-0. 3 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left. Hikes the ball. Here's the fake handoff, and Huntley's going to keep it right side, and he's going to get outside the hash marks out to the 32-yard line, and it will be a 3rd down and 2. Sorry, a 27-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 2. I forgot where that ball was. 97th in the FBS on 42% on 3rd down defense for the Stanford Cardinal. Not very good, but here's Huntley keeping the ball right side. Huntley got that 1st down, gain of 3 out to the right side with a straight heavy backfield. 2 tight ends to the right side empty, and Huntley takes it just right side and powers forward out to a 1st down at the 24. 10 plays, 57 yards in 5 minutes, over 5 minutes now ticked off the clock for the Utah Utes on this drive. Very slow, methodical drive where Huntley's legs have been critical, and a penalty on the punt critical. Hikes the ball. Here's a screen underneath, and he's got a man, and it's going to be a 1st down for number 18, Britton Covey, the speedster I already referred to earlier, the sophomore. Wide receiver in a very
Good play to get Covey into rhythm, and it'll be a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line of Stanford. Minute and a half to play in the first quarter. Now a minute and a half and counting. One running back to the right side. Hikes ball. Here's a handoff, and to the right side goes number 10. Sorry, that was number 18, Brittany Covey. Covey getting some touches this week, trying to game plan to get him the ball. Playmaker for the Utah Utes on 2nd down now after a couple yards by Britton Covey, who's coming to that left side. Britton Covey in the slot to the left side. 2 guys wide left, 1 guy wide right, tight end to the right side. Here's a speed option. Right side. Moss breaking the tackle. Moss getting in the end zone, spinning free. Touchdown, Zach Moss. Zach Moss, 7-yard touchdown run for the Utah Utes. Here's a good speed option, drawing the defense into a minute. It's just Moss being able to sidestep attack, making a couple of miss on his way to the end zone. Big play there by Utah with just 47 seconds to go in the first. Stands and kicks up and good. And we'll be right back. Stay tuned to Stanford. 11 straight home wins on the line right now. Utah strikes first late in the first quarter. 57 seconds of play in the first quarter. We will be right back. Stay tuned. Zach Moss, 7-yard touchdown run gives Utah an early 7-0 lead in the late first quarter. We got plenty of time to see the Utah Utes, though, have this lead taken away, or Utah hold on to this lead. There's a lot. We said, sorry, 47. I think I said 57. I meant to say 47 seconds remaining, or maybe I just convinced myself there was 57 seconds. So J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, 8 receiving touchdowns, the second most in all of college football, all of FBS football, I should say, in major college football.
Keep you guys updated on Notre Dame, Virginia Tech. 2 guys wide left. Sorry, 2 tight ends wide, or 2 tight ends split left. 1 to the right side, and a wide receiver to the right side also is J.J. Arcega. Whiteside hikes ball. Here's a handoff left side, and nowhere to go is the junior running back, Trevor Spates, who has gotten a good bulk of these carries. So second down coming up here. I think they do have to, yep, they're going to be forced to have one more snap in this quarter as there's 1 second separating the game clock and the play clock in this quarter. Space to the right side of Costello. Man in motion is going to be a tight end to the right side. 2 guys tight end to the left. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff to Spate, who stood up in the backfield for a loss of 3 or 4. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, when we come back, Utah has an early lead, 7-0 in Slugfest in late night Pac-12 football. The 2 best defenses maybe in all of the Pac-12. Washington definitely has an argument. We'll be right back. Second quarter, 3rd and long here for KJ Costello in the shotgun formation. 2 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left. Takes the ball back to throw. Stepping up, Costello delivers deep ball, fires it out there, batted away, incomplete. And there's a flag. Julian Blackman on the coverage. Arcega Whiteside, the wide receiver. Don't know what the flag is. Pass interference, defense number 33. I'm pretty sure you meant 23, Blackman. I don't know how you call pass interference. I don't know. He was making a play on the ball. I don't like that call.
He's going for the ball. I don't like that at all. I disagree strongly with that. I think that was a brilliant play by Julian Blackmon to go ahead and meet Arcega-Whiteside to the ball. I guess he might have arrived a split second too early, but I make that a no call. That looked like a very good play by Julian Blackmon. Ball at the 37 of Stanford. Hikes ball back to throw. Costello stepping up, throws left side. It's caught. Arcega-Whiteside with a big first down grab to gain a first down. And a nice throw here by Costello. Back shoulder out of bounds at the 42 of Utah. Johnson on the coverage. Here's a first down and 10 coming up here. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside making that big grab on the sidelines. 2+ receptions now in 18 straight games for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. 2 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left with the tight ends to the right side. And now Jordan Scarlett's in the game to the left side of Costello at the 41-yard line. Costello on the left hash mark. Hikes the ball back to throw. Costello looking left. Costello throws left. It's batted away at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete there as the intended target on the play for KJ Costello was Colby Parkinson. Yeah. And so here we go, 2nd and 10. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside to the left side. 1 guy wide right, 1 guy wide left. Parkinson in motion as a tight end now to the left side. Now he's going to split out to the left side. 2 tight ends to the right side on the left hash. Hikes the ball. Here's a handoff. Scarlett's back in the backfield for a loss of 3. A big hit by a big hitter we've already called tonight. Number 22, Chase Hansen. Hansen just comes through the backfield. No one picks him up, and bang! It's a little late here as trying to pick him up. Last second was number 71, Brandon Vaneka. 3rd and 13 coming up here for Utah's defense. 2 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left. Ball at the 43.5-yard line of Utah. Trying to drive, trying to possibly get in the field goal range. Hikes the ball back to throw. Costello steps up, throws on the hitch. It's going to be brought in and just a yard short of that marker. Good catch, but almost was able to get the first down. Caden Smith using all his might, all his strength, trying to get that first down, but he's just short. Did they give it to him? Yeah, there's 4th and 1, and it looks like Stanford wants to go for it. They're going to line up with a heavy set. Costello under center, 2-3 tight end set here on the right hash mark. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff. Scarlett, right side, gets the edge. Scarlett's got the first down. Steps out of bounds at the 25, and a first down off the tackle by Jordan Scarlett. Intention starting to flare as Utah's defense starting to get physical with Cameron Scarlett after the play. Good finish, by the way. Notre Dame in their biggest test thus far on the road. Oh, Michigan was probably their biggest test, but biggest road test on the road. But next week, Michigan and Wisconsin on the ABC. Make sure to watch that one. 2 guys tight ends to the right side, 2 guys wide left. Costello on the right hash. Likes the ball back to throw, looking left. Throws on the slant pattern to the left side, cutting in the middle of the field. And there will be a first down grab. 12-yard reception here, and it's a new receiver that we're going to call the name of Trenton Irwin, who has not had a reception thus far in this game until now. So here we go. 1st and 10 coming up here. Bunches to the right side. The Stanford team also took Notre Dame and made them tested. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff right side, and it's going to be the young guy back into the game, Trevor Spates, who has not had much experience. 3rd in this depth chart, but with Bryce Love out, moves him up, and he started actually tonight. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in the red zone, 7 targets, 7 receptions, and 6 touchdowns. This is a time that you expect J.J. Arcega-Whiteside to get
the ball. So I'm expecting the safety to come over. You got Donovan Thompson, safety to the left side, needs to come over and help. Hikes the ball back to throw, looking left. Throws left, incomplete, intended there for Arcega-Whiteside. Johnson on the coverage, and that was the first target to Arcega-Whiteside in the red zone that did not turn in to a completion. And the second time Arcega-Whiteside was targeted where it did not turn into a touchdown in the red zone. So good coverage there by Johnson. So Arcega-Whiteside looking for the flag. On 3rd and 7, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside will line up to the left side with Irwin to the left as well. Two guys wide left, one guy wide right. And the man to the right side on the in between the hashes. Hikes ball, looking at Arcega-Whiteside again, and it's picked up by Johnson at the 10. Johnson's got space. 30, 40. Only has to beat Costello up the sideline. He beat him 30, 20, 10, all the way. 100-yard pick six, Javon Johnson. Jalen Johnson. Wow, what a play. Jalen Johnson all the way to the his hoose. Wow, what a play. On to attempt the extra point, Matt Gay. Big mistake. A chance possibly to at least go down by 4, but a chance to possibly tie the game up and just underthrows it, and it's undercut by Johnson. And here's the kick up and good for Matt Gay. Utah 14. Stanford nothing. We'll be right back. Jalen Johnson. Maybe if you look up on Twitter, hashtag Pick6, you'll see that. Jalen Johnson all the way to the house. pick six, locating the ball and taking it all the way home, beating Costello. Only had him to beat late there. But what a pick six by Johnson. And here's the kick. Utah, they know how a tied game or a big momentum shift that's. Here's Scarlett taking it out to the 32. Swung down. Scarlett showing a little bit of a burst there as Ian Book sealing this game, putting it in the books. Pun intended. He throws over the middle. 6:41 to go there. 38-16 Irish. And after the developments this weekend, the Irish definitely have an argument to be in my top four. They look legit. I was waiting, and I was just going to wait this week to put the Irish in my top four, see how they play. And if they play poorly, even with a win, if they play poorly, they definitely wouldn't be there. They are playing fantastic. One guy wide right, one guy wide left, two tight ends to the right side. Hikes ball. Here's Scarlett breaking the tackle. Scarlett's got the edge. Scarlett cutting back to the right side, and just too much vertical running. As he's taken down after a gain of 8, too much vertical running. He could have possibly got a little more or saving a little bit of energy. Tonight for KJ Costello, 5 for 9, 68 yards and an interception. That interception was really costly. KJ Costello has been taking care of the ball a little bit better than quarterbacks of the past, including Keller Christ of last year. Two guys wide left, one guy wide right with the tight end to the right side of the formation on the right hash mark. Hikes the ball back to throw. Costello taking a shot and down the field, and it's going to be caught. Colby Parkinson. There is also a flag. I think it's going to be on Utah, too, as these refs have been very sensitive about and holding on the defense penalties declined. It will be a first down for Stanford. But, yeah, these refs have, in my opinion, been very sensitive about throwing the flag on pass interference on this Utah secondary. But I don't know if holding is necessarily the call. But Corian Ballard is called on it nonetheless, and it'll be a first down and 10. Stanford already in business. Colby Parkinson with a big catch. Ball at the 36-yard line. Two guys wide right, one guy wide left. These receivers are arguably the best receiving corps Stanford's had in a long time. Mike's the ball back to throw. KJ Costello throwing right side, and it's going to be caught. First down, breaking a tackle is Irwin. Irwin all the way down inside the 20 in the red zone, and it'll be a first down for the Cardinal after a strike thrown by KJ Costello, trying to get back in a rhythm, and successfully so, as he is taken down at the 15. First and 10 coming up here for the Stanford Cardinal. Irwin with a big grab. Trenton Irwin. Two tight ends to the left side. Ace formation with the man in the backfield is going to be the number 23, Trevor Space. Hands it off to Space, trying to bounce it outside, but just cannot quite do it. Gain of 1, and they're actually marking it at the 14, but the gain of 1 out to the 13-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9. As they've seemed to have a little more success when Cameron Scarlett's in the game. I don't know why they don't have Scarlett in the game right now. Seems to be doing very well. So here's a 2nd and 9 coming up here. 8:28 and counting to go. Ace formation, one guy wide on each side on the right hash mark with two tight ends to the left. Takes the ball back to throw. Looking, end zone. Arcega, right side. Sorry, that's Parkinson, incomplete. Not even close, but Julian Blackman, as I called him Arcega Whiteside before the camera panned over. I could not quite see it, but Julian Blackman in coverage bats that ball away. A little bit underthrown. As Costello, thus far in this game, struggling to make throws in the red zone that he's made in the past, where his receiver can go ahead and get it. If it's incomplete, it's out of bounds. But Arcega Whiteside, 7 for 7 in the red zone, and targets now twice he's been targeted. It turned out to be an incompletion and an interception. Oh, here's a snap that goes high, and it's incomplete. Oh, it's picked! It's picked off. He threw the ball right into the arms. Another pick, another mistake by Costello with the flag. Hawati Putatu And chop block declined by Trevor Spates, bringing that big pressure, which Chase Hansen yet again. But a big play here by Fua. Putatua. Putateo. And we'll be back. Utah football. Big interception. Welcome back. 2 turnovers forced today. Only 3 this entire season. 1 guy wide left, 2 guys wide right. Hike small play action. Throws over the middle with a big hit. They're going to throw a flag as targeting maybe the call here. There's a reception here by Chelsea Mariner. Sios. Siosoi. Siosoi. I don't know. Wow, they're going to call targeting here on Frank Bunkin. Mariner took that big hit. And I don't know. I think Mariner just lowered his head, took a blow, and it was right into the chest, actually, of Mariner. Sorry, of Bokum. And Bunkum is on the hot seat right now. He could possibly be taken out of this game. We'll be right back. Stay tuned for more college football action on Bash CFB Network. Welcome back. Buncombe stays in the game, targeting reverse. So Stanford saves the player here.
1st and 15 coming up here now as the penalty gets taken off for the offense and defense, and the offense gets a penalty. So here's a run for 4 yards here. An eligible man downfield, by the way, was the call, but a 4-yard run here by Armand Shine.
They can stay with this rhythm. Yeah. Kyle Whittingham said they want to get to their identity, and their identity, they put it on display. It is running Moss, and it is the RPO game passes the penalty. There's no reason to deviate from that, even though they're slightly wrong.
So here's a 2nd and 11 coming up here for Utah. Hikes the ball. Huntley back to throw. Immediate pressure. Gets it off quickly, and it's going to be caught by his speedster. He's got space. Out to the 45, out to the 46. Swung down his speedster. We've called many times tonight. Britton Covey for a first down. And an edge blitz. A safety coming off the edge. Oh, sorry. It was a defensive end who came free off the edge, but Covey was just wide open on a quick little hitch route, and he was able to turn that into a pretty big gain. 36 yards in 3 receptions as Covey is on the sideline shaking up a little bit. 2 guys short, wide on each side. Ike's ball back to throw. Huntley throws over the middle. It's going to be caught on an hitch route for a gain of 4 yards.
As a diving catch here by Damari Simpkins, and there'll be a 2nd and 6 coming up.
Hikes the ball. Here's a handoff left side, and it's going to be Moss. And Moss taken down a yard, sure, maybe even less than that.
Short or over the middle. Throwing the ball outside the numbers will downfield get in this game. Not outside the numbers, Q, but he's had a couple of short, quick outside. Most things that end up in science and quick, quick screen play. He hasn't really had to.
So here we go, 3rd and 1. 6 minutes ticked down in under 6 minutes in the second quarter. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff to the left side. Moss is going to get that first down and fall forward a little bit to get another yard further. And that first down I see is taken out by a swarm of Stanford defenders here. Second quarter ticking down. Utah 14, Stanford nothing. The ranked Stanford Cardinal. I will tell you this, Utah losing a couple of pretty close games. I mean, Washington was just a handful of missed opportunities away from being a win for Utah, and a close one against Washington State. I'd definitely put them in the rankings if they win on the road here. Hikes the ball, handoff, Shine to the right side, getting a good gain of 7 yards, and they'll be 3 yards away from the first down marker here. Washington State, by the way, 35. Oregon State giving them trouble with 30 points in the third quarter. Definitely going to keep an eye on that one for you. Washington State, and Stanford cross conference. I think they also had to play. Did they have to play Oregon? I can't remember. But either way, playing those top 3 teams cross conference, not fun. There's an injured Ute on the field. It is Orlando Umana, and we'll take a step aside. Stay tuned. We'll be right back as Utah leads 14-0. Sorry, okay, we're going to stay here. We're going to stay here. Again, you guys, make sure you comment if you guys have any games in the further schedule that's not going to be broadcasted on local networks that you cannot watch. Go ahead and listen here on Bachelor CFB Network. Go ahead and comment if you got any games. We are going to indeed go to break, so stay tuned as we'll be back in a short bit.
Welcome back. 2nd and 4 coming up here.
Is getting close to the markers. Is going to be Shine.
Just shy of the sticks. Another joke. Another pun. If you got that, you probably didn't because it was an awful one.
Nick Ford, the freshman coming in at offensive line, 6'5",
315-pound freshman here.
Here we go. 3rd and 1 in the first half. 4:09 left to go, and flags come flying. I think it was a false start.
And this is on number 89, Cole Fotheringham.
The freshman tight end moving early, so there was a freshman in the game who did, make a false start, but it wasn't the offensive lineman. 3rd and 6 coming up here. 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. 14-0 Utes lead the Stanford Cardinal. Loeb Halamaka out tonight for Utah. 3 guys wide left, 2 guys wide right. Hikes ball. Here's a throw underneath. It's going to be caught on the out route. Bouncing back, though, and he's going to be stopped 1.5 yards short. He had the first down, just got pushed back and then broke off. And Brant Kuthi could not break through. And I think they're going to go for it. I think they should try to run it up here. You got about 1.5 yards, 2 yards. Try to run it with Huntley. It's worked out for 3, 4, 5 yard gains. It might be a little bit risky. That's where maybe an RPO would work in this situation. If it's not quite there, if they're showing a lot of pressure, try to get a pass over the middle or on the outside. As here's Huntley with 3 tight ends now in the game. Hikes the ball. Here's a handoff, and it's going to be a big run. Moss, touchdown. None touched. Utah. Back Moss. Wow. Moss on an inside zone concept, pulling guard, does very good. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was just straight up the middle, trying to pound yards. Good blocking to that left side. A big job by Jordan Agasiva in the low snap kick up, though, and good. Utah is rolling Stanford in this first half. Stay tuned. Number 15 on the ropes at Holmes. We will be back. $21-0. Welcome back. A comeback against Oregon, down 21. A 21-0 deficit is a little less because your offense has no confidence that you can score, a little less assuring. But 21-0 in the first half, they aren't scared of it. As here's the return here by Jordan Scarlett. And Cameron Scarlett, and Scarlett's going to take it left side and getting out 23. Jordan Scarlett, by the way, the Florida running back. SEC's best struggle, the big jump coming for the Irish possibly, and the Texas's Red River statement in the big game against Oklahoma, where now we got a very interesting top 25 coming up tomorrow afternoon. 1st and 10 coming up here. 2:50 left to go in the second quarter. Costello, 2 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left. 3 guys wide right with a man split out very short. Hikes the ball back to throw off the left hash. Throws over the middle. It's going to be caught by that man, which is Smith, Caden Smith. with a nice reception. It'll be a 2nd down and 3 coming up here. 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown, 13 rushes for 19 yards tonight for Stanford's offense. 3-4 look here for Utah. Back to throw. Throws underneath, and it's going to be caught. Arcega Whiteside on the hitch, and it's going to be caught on the left side around the left hash, but he's going to get hit inside the hash mark. So it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line in the middle of the field here. Now going quick. Costello back to throw, looking right. Costello taking shots to the right side. Almost picked off. But we Parkinson looking for the flag, but not getting it. As Utah, after this game, has Arizona next week. Trying to finish business here against Stanford. Already up 21-0. Looking to go into the half with a big lead as they will get the ball to start the 2nd half. Ike's ball back to throw. Here's Costello throwing in, just barely getting there to Trenton Irwin for a 1st down, 12-yard reception. Trenton Irwin over the middle, working his way in the middle of the hashes, in between the hashes, as starting to hit that logo at the 47-yard line. Here's a 1st down and 10 coming up here for Stanford. 2 guys wide left, 1 guy wide right, tied into the right side. Hikes ball back to throw, looking over the middle. Throws underneath. It's going to be caught, and it's Shine getting out to about the 45-yard line of Utah. And again, Stanford's driving, but this is not the first time we've seen this script. And they're holding it off. Okay, well, minute 35 now, a minute 30 and counting here. 1 guy wide right, 2 guys wide left. Man to the right side is Shine of Costello on the right hash. X ball back to throw. Costello looking left, takes a shot deep to the left side, up the sideline, incomplete. It's Jalen Johnson on coverage intended there for J.J. Arcega Whiteside, and it will be a 3rd and 2 coming up here for the Utah defense, trying to hold Stanford to a 1st half shutout. Up 21-0, and good coverage here by Johnson. He turned his head, and I think him turning his head prevented a pass interference. So a smart play by Johnson. He could have possibly got that ball, I think, if he did turn his head sooner, though, as it was thrown a little bit in front of Arcega, quite a bit actually in front of Arcega Whiteside, but also inside. Hikes the ball, play action, back to throw, throws over the middle. Is going to be batted down. In a big play here by number 86 of this defensive line. This was it 96? It might have been Nick Heininger. Heininger batting it down. 14 points off of turnovers. 3 for 6 on 3rd downs versus 0 for 6 for Stanford now. But 4th and 2, it looks like Stanford's going to end up going for this one. Minute 14, it looks like they might call a timeout. They're just keeping the camera. Yeah, they're going to call a timeout. And they call the timeout. Stanford's 1st timeout of the half, and the 1st timeout we've had by either team. And we'll be right back. Let's go ahead and stay here for 30 seconds. As it's just a 30-second timeout by David Shaw in Stanford. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and take a look at scores around the country here today and notable storylines. Let's just go ahead and take a look as Texas, big win in the Red River rivalry as they win on a walk-off field goal, 48-45. They scored a 3-touchdown lead in the 4th quarter where Kyler Murray did this thing. And for the 2nd in a row, has a big statement here. Lost. And Kyler could not quite get it done. So that's kind of the storyline for today. We'll continue with that throughout the game. A minute 14 left to go in the 2nd. Here's the Stanford Cardinal back onto the field. 2 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left, tied into the right side. Costello back to throw. Costello looking right. He'll throw, and it's caught! J.J. Arcega Whiteside out to the 35. And a big 1st down on 4th and 2 for Stanford. That was much needed, trying to get some points. Arcega Whiteside falling forward. I think he got, he could have got a 33-yard line possibly. 4 receptions for 54 yards tonight for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Ball at the 34, right in between where I thought initially and where I thought after. 2 guys wide left, 1 guy wide right with the man to the right side as a tight end. Hikes the ball back to throw. Costello on the right, pump fakes left. Open, oh, he underthrew it, almost picked up a Johnson, but Irwin somehow has the catch inside the 5. A minute 02 left to go in this quarter, second quarter here. Stanford trying to strike before the half. Trenton Irwin with a big catch. And if you got to hang your hat on anything, Stanford has moved the ball, but this is their 3rd trip in the red zone with no points. 2 interceptions. Trying to prevent a big sack on 1 trip. High ball. Here's the handoff right side, and it's going to be Shine, who's chopped down at the 2. 2nd and goal coming on, 40 seconds here in the second quarter. But what a throw catch, really. Jalen Johnson could have possibly had his 2nd pick of the ball game. 2 tight ends set, 1 on each side. Ice ball. Here's a handoff out of the backfield. Shine, 2-yard touchdown, Stanford. Did I say Shine? That's a wrong team. It's Spades. Trevor Spades. I don't know what I was thinking, guys. But it's Spades. Touchdown Stanford, and the kick's up and good. 24 seconds to play in this half.
No Bryce Love tonight for David Shaw. 2 red zone interceptions by K.J. Costello, including a 100-yard pick 6. They were up 21-0 before that last drive for David Shaw. Went for it on 4th down.
So 24 seconds to play in the first half, with the score being 21-7. Utah still with control of this game, and I think they are getting the ball to start the second half. They're probably going to take a knee, take this one into the half. But a big run here by Trevor Speights. I keep calling him Shine. I keep mixing up Shine on Utah and Trevor Speights on Stanford. I do not know why. Maybe it's the S's. Maybe it's the fact that they're both backup running backs with the S's. But Trevor Speights is the one to put that ball in the end zone. So here we go, Utah to return. Seriously kick, and it's going to go out of the end zone for a touchback. So here we go, 24 seconds. I think Utah is going to end up taking a knee or running the ball. Wouldn't be surprised if they tried to run the ball, maybe get a shot. I mean, this is one of your bigger games this season, and Washington's already out of the way. So I think this is arguably your biggest game of the season, especially already being 0-2 in conference play in a very winnable South Division, where now you're looking at, hey, we don't control our own destiny. We need teams to start losing. We cannot lose again. So let's see how aggressive they get. They won't. They'll go ahead and take a knee. Oh, no, they will hand it off. They look like they were lining up to take a knee, but they won't. They'll hand it off out to the 29. Timeout. Utah, maybe.
Timeout Utah. Yep. They are playing aggressive. $18 seconds to play in this second quarter.
And that's put a lot more pressure on Utah. And it's sort of like, well, Colorado got it done. Why hasn't Utah gotten it done?
So here we go, 2nd and 6. Hikes the ball. Here's a handoff. And it's going to be Moss breaking up field. Moss all the way out to the 34. Sorry, 38. And it'll be a first down. Timeout, Utah. But yeah, as the announcers were just mentioning, very mixed up Pac-12 South through the 7 years that we've had a Pac-12. Remember Pac-10 days. But in the Pac-12, Utah is the only team in the South to not make it to a championship. Arizona State with Brock Osweiler made it. Anu Solomon and Arizona when they were electrifying with Kadeem Carey and Scooby Wright. Team beat Oregon in Autzen Stadium on the road. I think that was on the road. They made it. UCLA has made it. Brett Hundley in the early days of the Pac-12. USC, of course, we know made it last year and won it. And Colorado a couple years ago. Hikes the ball back to throw. Huntley going to take a shot deep down the field. Got a man! Incomplete. Broken up here by Halson Adebo with a flag out on the field. Pass interference on Adebo. Adebo on the coverage. He arrived there early, and they've been very sensitive on arriving early. And he arrived there early regardless on if it was a split second early. They feel like it was a split second early, and these refs have been very strict here tonight. 8 seconds ago. I wouldn't be surprised if Utah tries to get an underneath route or possibly try to set up for a field goal attempt. Matt Gay is very reliable. I think this is why they're being aggressive here. Gay can hit this field goal from deep as go down. Get out of bounds. He's up the sideline out to the 31. Completion up the left side. I did not do a very good job there, but a completion there to Brent Kuthi. And it's going to be Matt Gay as he gets out of bounds, saving Utah's timeout. Matt Gay, 4 for 7 this season. Not quite that good. 41 yards this is long, but Matt Gay has been reliable in the past. Here is a 48 yards, a season long here for Matt Gay. Not a career, but a season long. Snap good. Kick on the way. It is good. Big field goal. Matt Gay. And we'll be back maybe during the half. I'm not quite sure. But we'll be back at some point, whether it's after the half or not. Stay tuned. 24-7 Utah.
Welcome back. Stanford 7, Utah 24. Utah is about to get the ball to start the second half, and we are going to be underway in just a second. And now we are underway as Utah out to the 25-yard line to start this half of football. 24-7 is the score. Now, of course, Oregon was up 24-7 against Stanford. Stanford ended up winning that ball game in overtime. At the score of 31-31 at the end of regulation. Very interesting to see if Stanford can go ahead and do something similar here. First and 10, two guys wide left, two tight ends to the right side, hikes the ball. Here's the handoff left side, and there goes Moss, and Moss is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. He has not been stopped too much here today. So 3 top 5 teams going down. We could possibly see another top 15 team going down here today. But Stanford not dead. They're not done. Still plenty of time. You guys wide right, second and 10 coming up here. Huntley back to throw. Huntley's going to throw underneath, and it's going to be caught at the yard line there. And I think it's a new. It's not called. Indeed, it is Solomon Ennis, the freshman. Third and 6. Of course, if Stanford loses, they would be the 5th top 15 team. A third would go down if that would be the case. Play action, back to throw. Huntley stepping up, throws over the middle, right side. Wide open. I don't know why I said white side. Wide open is Britton Covey. I didn't even mean to say, Arcega Whiteside, by the way. Don't give me crap on that. I just don't know why I said white side. I wasn't thinking that was Whiteside at any second. I didn't pull a first half. But Britton Covey with another big reception, 4th reception of the ball game. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff to Moss out of the ace formation, and Moss is going to fight forward and gain 5 on that play. 13-15 and counting to go. The freshman All-American in 2015 now down 2018. Here's a sophomore. Here's the handoff, and Moss is going to fall forward. That one's going to get near a first down for the junior running back, Zach Moss. I've been spelling it Z-A-C-H this whole time. It's actually Z-A-C-K, Moss. Huh. Did not even know that. So here you go, 12:45 and counting, taking off some clock here in this opening possession of the first quarter. Hikes the ball. Here's a handoff right side, blown up in the backfield. This one's Shine, who gets the carry, and he is just stuffed. I mean, absolutely stuffed like a turkey on Thanksgiving by Jordan Fox, the outside linebacker. And in the backfield, 2nd and 14 after the 4-yard loss for Shine. Covey in the game in the slot. Man to watch for here. 2 guys wide on each side. Hikes ball back to throw. He's going to throw is Covey, who spins forward out to the 39, and it'll be a 3rd and 3 coming up here for Utah. Covey, the speedster, getting another reception for some mid-level yards. That is big-time reception to get him a little bit closer to that first down yardage. 4 for 4 on 3rd down tonight for Huntley. Hikes the ball. Hand off, and it's going to be Moss rushing and using his strength to get forward in a gain of nearly 4 on this play. And it'll be a 1st down and 10 coming up here for the Utah Utes. Methodically moving this ball, methodically taking that time off. They're going to near the 4-minute mark
of this drive, the 11-minute mark of this third quarter. Here is a fake handoff. Back to throw. Huntley stepping up. Huntley pressured. He's going to throw on the run. Incomplete, out of bounds as we hit that 4-minute mark.
Oh, sorry. I did not even reset the timeouts. I needed to. Not a timeout thing. Okay. I'm having problems, guys.
All right, 2nd and 10 coming up here. 10:59 to go in the third quarter. 24-7 Utah. They've had the ball the whole time during the fourth quarter. 4 minutes and 1 second on this drive. Here's the fake, a pop pass, and here's Huntley to the left side, and he's going to take it outside the hashes, but only get a gain of about 3 before he is taken down by
Okereke. Bobby Okereke.
Making a big play there, trying to prevent a nice run here. Make it 3rd down and a lot less manageable. Your 3rd and 7. They've had 3rd and very manageable the last couple possessions by big plays on 2nd down. But this 3rd down, 5 for 8 tonight. They need 7 yards. Ball at the 31, need to get out to the 24. Hikes the ball, throws underneath, is going to be caught. Zach Moss ripped down at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 7 on the swing pass to the right side. Excuse me. So here's Matt Gay onto the field as this clock ticks down for a 5-minute possession for the Utah Utes. 49-yard attempt for Matt Gay. Snap good kick on the way. It is right through.
Matt Gay. And Utah up by 20 points. We'll be right back. Welcome back.
As here's the return here, Cameron Scarlett from the end zone. Cameron Scarlett out to the right side, now taking it up the middle, and Scarlett is going to get out to about the 24-yard line as KJ Costello and a little bit of aggressiveness on that field there. Partners kind of involved in that,
But the officials get in between it and go ahead and stop what could have been a bad situation. So here we go. The score 27-7. Stanford trailing. They need to do something up here
if they want any chance to win this ball game. Alex Smith, starting quarterback for the Washington Redskins now. 22-2 record at Utah. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff, and it's going to be a gain of about 4 yards, as on the carry was number 23, Trevor Spates. Second down. Coming up here, 1.6 yards per rush for Stanford versus Utah's 5.1. Definitely getting beaten in that category. One guy wide left, two guys wide right with the tight end to the left side of the formation. KJ Costello calling the signals at the line of scrimmage with space to the left side of him in the middle of the hash. It's like small back to throw. KJ Costello looking right. KJ Costello scrambling out to the right side. Throws in the drag route incomplete. Intended there for Michael Wilson, the freshman wide receiver, who could not quite make a play. Your 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Stanford Cardinal. Third and 6 coming up here for the Stanford Cardinal. KJ Costello in the shotgun formation with a man to the left side of him is Spates. Two guys wide right, one guy wide left with a tight end to the left side in the middle of that field in between the hashes at the 27-yard line. 3rd and 6, needing to get out to the 33. Hikes the ball back to throw. Throws right side, and it is brought in by Irwin. Trenton Irwin makes a big grab. He's brought down near the marker, but there is a flag down in
the offensive backfield, it looks like.
Is it on the offense? I thought I saw a flag in the offensive backfield.
No, it's in the secondary.
It's holding here by Jalen Johnson. Man who had a pick
6 earlier in this ball game, if you have not been around.
We've been keeping track of this. .8:35 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Two guys wide right, one guy wide left, tight end to the left side, ball in between the hashes. Yet again, ball at the 37. Hikes the ball back to throw. Throws over the middle, wide open guy. It's Parkinson. Sorry,
correction. It's not Parkinson. It's the other tight end who's been involved, and that is Caden Smith.
And it'll be a first down. A big play, extending the play, stepping up into the pocket, now rolling out to the left. And then all of a sudden, he's got Caden Smith open downfield with 11.5 yards per reception for Caden Smith. 4 receptions, 46 yards. Here we go. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line of Utah. Two guys wide right, one guy wide left, tight into the right side. Hikes the ball back to throw. Steps up, throws over the middle. Kyle! No, it's dropped. Incomplete.
There, as a new receiver trying to get involved, was Osiris St. Brown.
The sophomore could not hang on. The sophomore who went to Modern Day. His family is just well known. Amon-Ra St. Brown is at USC right now, and they had another one at Notre Dame. Bunch of different rivals, a bunch of times they're going to play each other. So here's 2nd and 10. Two tight ends to the right side. Man in motion is going to be Irwin. One guy wide on each side. Hikes ball back to throw. Throws, and it's going to be caught. J.J. Arcega, right side at the marker, and pass the marker out to the 30. They're going to mark it at the 29-yard line for a first down for Stanford, trying to get into the end zone on this drive. That would be huge for their confidence in this ball game to get into that end zone. The 1st and 10, J.J. Arcega, Whiteside, 5 receptions for 66 yards, 13.2 yards per reception tonight. Utah up by 20 at the 29-yard line, trying to hold again. Stanford has gotten 1 touchdown in the red zone. They aren't quite there in the red zone. Hikes the ball back to throw. KJ Costello going to throw over the middle. It's going to be cut. Caden Smith up to the 9. Big reception by Caden Smith, the tight end, getting a lot of momentum right now. And not a lot of room to hit that throw, and it is just brought in after a perfect throw over Donovan Thompson, the junior linebacker, who's a pretty decent-sized dude. He can go up and get that, but that was just thrown to a bigger guy over the top where he's able to climb the ladder and catch it. 1st and goal coming up here, 8-yard line. Arcega Whiteside to the right side, isolated with a little bit of backed off coverage as the corner standing all the way back at the 3. He's in the backfield at the 10. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff right side. Scarlett. Scarlett's going to get out to about the 6 before he is stopped. It'll be 2nd and goal. Trenton Irwin 6'2", J.J. Arcega Whiteside 6'3", Donald Stewart 6'4", Colby Parkinson 6'7", Caden Smith and Scooter Harrington both 6'5". That is the receiving core for Stanford. Their height, crazy. Arcega Whiteside, though, out of the game. Harrington is in the game to the right side in bunches formation. 2 tight ends set to the right side with the man in the right side as I said. Spates stopped short at the 2-yard line to the left side, getting the carry, and he's met here by what looked to be initially Mika Tafua, the freshman defensive end, and it'll be a 3rd and goal coming up here. Trying to make a goal line stand is going to be Utah. Keep them out of that end zone. Goal line formation, 3 tight end set and a fullback to the right side of Costello. Here's a handoff right side. Jumping over is going to be Cameron Scarlett for a 2-yard touchdown. Cameron Scarlett. He just hops right over everyone. They get low enough, and they get the defenders low enough, and he just jumps right over everyone. Leaps from the 3-yard line all the way into the end zone. 5:02 to play now in the 3rd quarter. 2 long possessions, both scoring drives. The difference is Utah had a field goal, Stanford had a touchdown, and with the extra point making it 13 points, it's good. 13-point deficit. 5:02. We'll be right back in Palo Alto.
Welcome back. 3 Pac-12 titles in the last 6 seasons for David Shaw. Last 2 years, he has not won the Pac-12 title. You're in the 7th year of the Pac-12. As sending it deep here and taking it out of the end zone for a touchback is Utah at the 25 when we come back. Stay tuned for more college football action. Welcome back here as Bash CFB Network. Live here. Palo-Alto hikes the ball. Here's a handoff. Sorry, here's a keeper. It's going to be... Can't even tell who that was. That was Huntley. That was Huntley, sorry. Huntley on the carry to the right side, gaining about a yard on the play. On ESPN, guys, this will be streaming live on the ESPN app if you got access to it. By any chance, the Basketball A Love Story from Peabody Award-winning director Dan Flores. It's a series that'll have 60 stories in basketball. Hikes the ball back to throw. Pressure coming in. Huntley sacked at the 20. 3rd and 15. Gabe Reed with a big sack for the Stanford Cardinal defense. And Gabe Reed has been very quiet tonight, the sophomore outside, the linebacker. All the way back at the 20, though, is Gabe Reed sacking Huntley. It's going to be 3rd and 14 coming up here around. They're going to mark it at the 16. Hikes the ball back to throw on 3rd down. It's a screen to Moss, which is underthrown and incomplete. And Stanford going to get the ball back with the chance to make it 1 possession. We're not even out of the 3rd quarter, and this was a team down 20 earlier in this quarter. Dylan Jackson with great pressure on Huntley forced it to be underthrown.
As Jason Shelley getting some words from Huntley and line drive kick. It goes towards the sideline somehow at the 25. What a punt! What? Oh my lord! I don't even know how Mitch Wisnowski had that ball catch air so long with such a line drive. It darted down the field. What just happened? That was a 60-yard punt, a 59-yard punt with a full line drive. I've never seen anything like that. That was crazy. 3:46 left to go here. Stanford ball at the 25-yard line. Score is 27-14 Stanford with 3:46 left to go in the third quarter. Ace formation with bunches to the right side on the right hash mark with the man wide to the left side. And the deep back is Jordan Scarlett. He gives the handoff to Scarlett in left side and can't get he fights forward to get back to the line of scrimmage. It looked for a second like he wasn't going to be able to get to the line of scrimmage, but keeps driving those legs. And it'll be a 2nd and 10 coming up here. Well, David Shaw on KJ Costello. There's no doubt in his mind about anything, even when he's wrong. 1.8 yards per carry for Stanford, and Utah actually going down a half yard per carry, 4.6 yards per carry now. 2nd and 9 coming up here. 3:10 and counting to go for Stanford. 2 guys wide left, 1 guy wide right on the right hash mark with the tight end to the right side. And the man to the right side is going to be hikes the ball, throwing right side. And it's intended for Arcega Whiteside. As I keep drawing a blank on Trevor Spate's name. I don't know why. I just keep doing it. Tired. 12:41 a.m. out here Eastern Time Zone. 16 for 28 after the incompletion sails high. Intended for J.J. Arcega Whiteside brings up a 3rd and 9 with exactly 3 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. 18 minutes left in regulation of this ball game. 27-14 is the score. Stanford trailing Utah. They trailed at one point by 20 points. Now they're down by 13 after a touchdown last possession. But a 3rd down and 9. Ike's ball back to throw. Costello steps up into the pocket, throws. Oh, what a catch. J.J. Arcega Whiteside diving and sliding at the 47-yard line of Stanford. Big first down, J.J. Arcega Whiteside. So here's the first down and 10. J.J. Arcega Whiteside, 6 receptions for 86 yards. Big night. Costello, 3 guys, a bunch to the right side, 1 guy to the left, in the middle of the field with an ace formation. Ice ball, here's a handoff at Spates. Spates getting the carry out to the left side, spinning forward, Spates, gain of 12. Big run by Trevor Spates. That's a Utah 41, and it's another first down for Stanford. They are starting to come alive offensively, even on the ground starting to come alive. Now, with the offense being able to be carried by a passing game, a little less hesitant to hand the ball off. 2 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left on the left side of the field, but not quite on the hash mark over there. On the left side of him is going to be Trevor Spates, KJ Costello, and the shotgun. Nice ball back to throw. Costello steps up, throws in coverage, incomplete. Right through the hands. There's a flag intended there for Caden Smith, putting his hands up. I do not agree with this whatsoever, but Corian Ballard, the senior defensive back, in coverage on Caden Smith. Let's see what the flag is. Now, I need to see this again to really make a good judgment call, because according to the referees, it is pass interference on Utah, on Ballard. And yeah, his hands are all over him. Yep, I agree. So 1st and 10 coming up here. 2 penalties, 20 yards for Stanford. 6 penalties and 60 yards for Utah. 2 tight ends to the left side, 2 wide right on the left side of the field. Not quite to the hash this time, as it's going to be running back to the left side. Spates hikes the ball back to throw. Costello looking right, wide open. Touchdown, Stanford. Michael Wilson from Costello. 26 yards. Yeah, let's not do that. Michael Wilson makes a big play in this ball game. Snap good, kick on the way and good, and this is a 6-point game with 1:44 to play in the third quarter. We'll be back. Stay tuned. We got a dandy in Palo Alto. Here is Stanford, 21-point comeback last time that happened, 1999. This one's going to be a 20-point comeback if they can score one more time. Michael Wilson from KJ Costello, 26 yards for a touchdown. Stanford, number 15 in the country in my rankings, number 14 in the AP poll, which honestly matters to me a lot less in my rankings. Here's the kick, sending it deep, and this one's going to be caught in the end zone, fair caught, and it's going to be a touchback for Covey. So Blackman kind of just peeks into the backfield, doesn't quite stick with his man, which is leaving Michael Wilson wide open in the end zone as it was an out and go. And he just got caught creeping into that backfield or looking into that backfield. So here we go. 1st and 10. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff to Moss, getting near the 5 yards. About 4.5 yards. There'll be a second down and about 5 or 6 yards here for Utah after the run to the left side by Zach Moss. Michael Wilson getting just a bunch of congratulations on the sideline by the Stanford unit. Second and 6. Hikes the ball. He uses a fake pop pass. Back to throw is going to be Huntley throwing right side, and it's caught. They mark it as a catch. It's number 45. The sophomore wide receiver, Samson Nakua, who got both feet down. That's an NFL catch. He's preparing for Sundays with that one, and a big catch there by Nakua. 1st down and 10. Sophomore wide receiver giving Utah a little bit of momentum here. 2 running backs in the formation, 1 on each side on the right hash mark. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff, and it's going to be gaping hole for Zach Moss out to the left side, cutting it. And he's going to get a big gain up to the Stanford 37 for a 1st down, Utah. And they will have to snap the ball one more time before going into the end of the third quarter. In a big run here with Covey in the backfield. Looked like a triple option out of the shotgun. And Moss just running forward out to the 37-yard line. Hikes the ball. Here's another handoff to Moss, and he's going to go down at the 31. And that should do it for the fourth quarter, barring something like Utah hustling to the line, which it does not look like they will. And that will take us into the fourth quarter. So we will be back. Fourth quarter coming up. 15 minutes to play. We got a ball game. Utah driving, although Stanford has 2 straight touchdowns to show for it. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Hikes ball. Here's the first down carry. Armand Shine is going to get a good gain of about 7 yards. So here we go to the top 10. LSU falling. Oklahoma and Auburn also falling. UCLA gave Washington a lot of trouble. And Ohio State struggling today with Indiana a little bit. Hikes the ball back to throw. He's going to be a pass out to Covey out to the right side on the screen. Covey's going to get a gain of 8 yards before he is finally wrapped up and brought down there. It will be a 2nd and 2 in the red zone now for Utah. They have a big possession coming up here. As tackle there making a big play was Thomas Booker. 13:50 to go here in the game and counting. Score is 27-21. Utah driving at the 16-yard line of Stanford. Hikes the ball. Here's a handoff. Moss left side is going to be stood up in the backfield at the 17. Again, it's Booker with a big play for Stanford. Thomas Booker is getting in the backfield. The freshman making some plays here today. 3rd down and 3 coming up here for Stanford's defense trying to hold in the red zone. Huntley in the backfield under center. Man in motion. Now 2 tight ends set on. Sorry, 3 tight ends after the man in motion. And here's a play action. Flips it underneath. And it's going to be stopped short. A couple yards short as the pass underneath in the flats to Brant Kufi. And it will be a 4th down and about 2. And you got to kick the field goal here. And they will. Matt Gay coming on to attempt his 3rd field goal. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Wisnowski to hold. 2 for 2. 48 and 49 for Matt Gay. Wisnowski. 34 yards, definitely within his range. Snapped good, kick up, and again drills it in clutch. Ice in the veins of Matt Gay. 34-yard field goal for Matt Gay. And we'll be right back. Stay tuned for more college football. Stanford up 9. Stanford trailing by 9. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. 34-yard field goal. Earlier in the game, Jalen Johnson had a pick six, which is ESPN's King of the Moment presented by Burger King. 30-21. Definitely a 9-point deficit that can be overcome for Stanford with 12:33 left to go. As here's a kick, sending it deep into the end zone for a touchback. But if you're Utah, kind of were hoping for a touchdown there. Trying to make it 14 points instead of 9. But here we go. Ball placed at the 25, 75 yards separates Costello and Stanford from a 2-point deficit. I formation here with a wide receiver on each side. Now a man in motion going to the right side, and now there's 2 wide receivers to the right side on the right hash mark. Hikes the ball. Here's a handoff right side, and it's going to be a good carry for Spate. Gain of 2. Sorry, a decent carry, I should say. 3 timeouts for each team, both of them kind of not making enough mistakes really to call them, or not getting in situations where they feel like they need to call a timeout, which could be critical down the stretch here as Bryce Love sitting out in this ball game. 21-30 Stanford trails. Any hope that they have of a playoff berth is going out the window with a loss here today. And down by 9, they really got something to say about it. Hopefully for KJ Costello, back to throwing left side, and it's going to be on the hitch route and a first down on the yards after catch by Irwin. And Trenton Irwin will pick up a big first down after a decent gain on the reception. A nice job on getting your yards after catch by Trenton Irwin. 30-21 is the score. Utah with the lead. Utah trying to get that first Pac-12 win and try not to fall to 0-3 in the Pac-12. This is a big 2 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left with a man in the backfield. And a man to the left side as a tight end. Man in the backfield to the left side as well of Costello. Is Spates back to throwing left side, man open, and completely overthrows J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who had somewhat of a step. It's KJ Costello limping around a little bit. 19 for 32, 300 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Had 2 early interceptions, mind you, that Stanford has, KJ Costello has kind of corrected. But yeah, shaken up here is Costello. 2nd and 10 coming up here. 2 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left, tight end to the right side on the left hash mark with the man to the left side. It's going to be Trevor Spates. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff to Spates, right side. Spates breaks it upfield. Spates falling forward down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and about 3, I want to say, here for the Stanford Cardinal. 3rd and 3. 21-30. Stanford 2 for 2 on 3rd downs the second half. 0 for 6 in the whole entire first half. This is a 2 and 8 throughout the game. This is a big 3rd down, one of the bigger 3rd downs they've had thus far, especially with how well these 2 teams have been able to change, how the pace of this game with running down the clock. 2 guys wide left, 1 guy wide right, and then tight end to the left side in the backfield. Hikes ball back to throw. Costello's going to get ripped down. Sacked. Big play by Max Tuai. And that's the first sack that Tuai has in his career. Max Tuai. And now ticking down to about 10 minutes. Time is starting to become a factor. Snap. Good, and here's a punt, trying to get a nice punt, and it's going to be short, taken short at the 21 and taken out of bounds to the right side at the 25. So it'll be on the right hash mark for Stanford. But we will be back. Stanford 30-21 deficit is what they're facing. Welcome back, guys. Out here, Stanford, Utah. Here, 30-21, as Utah is getting the ball back, trying to win this ball game right here, right now.
So here we go. Here's a first down throw out to the right side in the gain of about 6. Second down and 4 coming up here. 9:25 left to go. Jovan Swan getting the tackle. 6'2", 271-pound junior from Greenwood, Indiana. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff right side, and it's going to be Moss breaking a tackle. Moss stopped just short of that first down, I believe. It could be really close. Depends on whether the refs mark this. It'll be a third down and very short. Third down and inches coming up here. Are they giving him the first down? They're giving him the first down. It'll be first down and 10 coming up here for Utah. 9 minutes now on the clock. Huntley, shotgun formation with an empty backfield. Now man in motion. And it's going to be the fake pop pass yet again. And here's Huntley out to about the 40. Now I can't wait. I hope they give him the pop pass one of these times because he's kept it all these times on the pop passes. Second and 6 coming up here for Utah. Trying to take down this clock. They are having success in doing so right now. Again, empty backfield. This time they're going to fake the pop pass and look to throw. And now Huntley is going to scramble, and he's going to go down after a gain of 2. It will be a 3rd and 4 coming up here for the Utah Utes. And a big 3rd and 4 in this ball game. Stanford needs to come up with a stop, or else they're going to start becoming a little bit desperate. Kyle Whittingham looking to get his biggest win of the year, losing to Washington by a couple of touchdowns in which they left a lot of points on the field that night in Washington territory at home in Rice-Eccles Stadium. They also lost against Washington State the following week, or last week. 3rd and 3, 7.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 3 guys wide right, 2 guys wide left, empty backfield for Huntley. Time to snap the ball. Hikes the ball back to throw. Huntley pressured. He shakes off a tackle. Takes a shot deep. Right, left side is caught. Out to the 10. Touchdown. Utes. Big play. The second reception. Samson. Nakua. What a throw. 57 yards. Gabe Reed had Tyler Huntley in the backfield. Oops, that was an additional pass. But what a big play. He was pressured. He shook off Gabe Reed and just chucked it and has it. And the kick is up and good. And we are looking at 16 points, which isn't 9 points. It's still 2 possessions, so Stanford's not out of it. But man, oh man, Stanford trails 16. They are in deep trouble at home.
Welcome back out here, Utah, making a big play. So Utah, 2-score lead, 16 points. So that leaves 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions. Now it's a little bit different than that Florida LSU because that touchdown by Florida, it made it 1 touchdown and 1 2-point conversion. This makes it 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions, which makes it really tough. I think Utah should have probably went for 2 though. Try to make it a 3-possession game, but you can't really necessarily hate either call, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. First pass touchdown since Weber State all the way back in week 1 for Huntley, and that was a big one. Costello back to throw. He throws left side on the slant route and cutting near the middle of the field in between the hashes. Irwin on the reception. 7 minutes to play here and counting in the fourth quarter. And now if you're Stanford, you're in hurry-up mode, kind of running out of your comfort zone. 2 guys wide right. Heights the ball. Handoff. It's going to be Spate taking that ball across the 35 and getting that first down out to the 36-yard line. It will be a first down and 10 coming up here for the Stanford Cardinal offense. Jonathan Taylor versus Shea Patterson. Big house in prime time. ABC next week. 2 guys wide left, 1 guy wide right. And to the right side of Costello. 3 guys, and a tight end to the right side on the right hash mark. Hikes the ball back to throw. Costello taking a shot over the middle. It's going to be caught, and it's Caleb Smith. Caden Smith. Gosh, why do I keep making mistakes today? Caden Smith over the middle. Big reception. So here we go now. Stanford inside the Utah 40. First and 10. Ball at the 38. 2 guys wide left, 2 guys wide right, man to the right side, 1 guy in the backfield to the left side of KJ Costello. Blocks the ball, takes the hand up, back to the side on the slant, and it's going to be caught short of that first down by a lot is JJ Arcega Whiteside, only gaining about 2 or 3 yards. I'm going to give him 3 yards to make it second down and 7 here for Stanford. 5:50 to go. So, wow, he got 5 yards, second and 5 coming up here for Stanford. 1 guy wide left, 3 guys wide right. With the man in the backfield to the left side is Spate. Going blitz here. They're going to bring up a lot of pressure. It's a strip sack! Utes have the ball at the 42 with 5.5 remaining. 5:32. What a big play by the defense. Oh, my, that could have sealed it. Corian Ballard. Pressure all the way, and Corian Ballard recovers the strip by another guy we've called the name of many times, Chase Henson. What a play. And it is a fumble because he did not throw the ball. He landed right in the arms of Ballard, but it wasn't an interception. But even if the hand was coming forward, the arm was coming forward, it would be a pick. But statistically, it's a fumble. And KJ Costello. It's about done. Now here's Moss on the carry. Moss up to the 40. Breaking tackles out to the 30. And now first down at the 24, which might have really seal the deal. It would take a miracle now for Stanford to come back. As I'm assuming students and fans filing for the exits for Stanford. Big loss, knocking them possibly like 99% chance. This knocks them out of any playoff talk. 2 straight losses is what they're looking at. That is what they're 5 minutes away from. Here, what a performance by Utah. Utah showing off for sure tonight. Hikes the ball. Here's the handoff. Right side. Smash forward. And it's going to be Moss gain of 2. He's thrown down. 9th
meeting all-time 3-0 in Stanford Stadium is Utah. Won 11 straight home games, though, coming into this ball game. Stanford did. Looks like that streak is coming to an end, barring a miracle. As clock is going to continue to tick, Stanford going to hold on to those timeouts. 2nd and 7 coming up here. Captain Tyler Huntley, the junior, leading his ball club to a victory is what it looks like. 2nd and 7 here. 2 guys wide right with 2 tight ends to the left side. And a false start for Utah.
And this is false start by the running back Devontae
Henry Cole.
Oh, sorry, Simpkins. Demari Simpkins. I was about to say, we haven't heard
Henry Cole. But yeah, it was Simpkins. 2nd and 12 now, coming up at the 26-yard line. They're still in sure field goal range for Matt Gay, who's hit a 48 and a 49-yarder, also a 34-yarder today. 2 guys wide right, 2 tight ends now. Hikes the ball. Here's a handoff and just stuffed near the line of scrimmage, maybe getting a yard
here on the carry is Armand Shine.
Zach Moss, Tyler Huntley. 20 rushes for 160 yards for Moss, and Tyler Huntley 17 for 21, 199 yards in the touchdown. First time since the Weber State game that Huntley has thrown a touchdown. Timeout Stanford.
We'll be back. 16-point deficit. 3rd and 11 with 3:15 to go. Welcome back into this ball game where it looks like right in front of my eyes and right by your ears you are hearing Stanford making it a lot tougher for the Pac-12 to win as a run here makes it 4th down and a timeout. David Shaw and Stanford. I don't know if you should have called that timeout with 3:37 left. Ticks under 3 minutes. You still got 2 timeouts left, but we'll be right back. Stay tuned for more college football action on Bash CFB Network. 37-21, Utah.
So here you go. Matt Gay to make it a 3-score lead, 37-yard attempt, makes it a 19-point game. Kick up and good. Utah 40, Stanford 21.
Well, I think if you talk about Washington, they have that tough loss upper. That's one loss. If they run out the table, Pac-12 champ with one loss against an SEC team that's in the West, that's not that bad. That ought to be in the discussion. Oregon's schedule, their non-conference schedule, holds them back. Colorado, they should make the run there. So I think a lot of it gets called.
So here we go. Trying to finish this ball game up. 3:34 left to go in the fourth quarter. 40-21, Utah with a lead. Here's the kick, sending it deep. Stanford's going to take it from the 2-yard line. It's Cameron Scarlett, and he's going to break a tackle out to the 24-yard line before he is finally taken down. Here we go. 1st and 10, 24-yard line of Utah. I'm sorry, of Stanford for Utah, for Stanford. Ooh, what am I saying? Tired, man. 2 guys wide right, 1 guy wide left, with a man to the left side of KJ Costello on the left hash mark, while at the 24-yard line. Next Saturday, 10 Washington versus 18 Oregon. Hikes the ball. Back to throw. Costello sacked. Dropped. Bradley, a 9. And a 9 with the big play. Hikes the ball. 2nd and 17. He's going to hand it off to the right side. Goes Spates. And Spates is going to get out to the 23, but a big loss for Stanford without Bryce Love, knocking them out of any conversation of the college football playoff. Maybe even knocking, I highly doubt this, but maybe even knocking them out of the top 25. But give Utah credit. They played a very, very good game. Hikes the ball back to throw. Costello throwing over the middle and high off the hands, incomplete. 4th and 11. And 4th and officially ball game. Ball at the 23, 4th and 11. Need to get down to the 34-yard line for a first down. Costello, 1 guy wide right, 2 guys wide left, 1 guy to the right side. Tied into the right side as well. Ball on the right hash. Hikes the ball back to throw. Costello throws quick. It's going to be caught, and getting passed out to the 39 is J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Think a miracle to come back, but Utah is going to be playing against an offense that won't give up the rest of this game. At the 35, actually. Yikes, that was a lot closer than it looked. 3 guys wide right. Hikes the ball back to throw. Throws underneath. It's going to be caught here by Caden Smith, who gets out of bounds at the 40. Clock's going to continue ticking. They stopped it with forward progress, so the ball's going to be marked at the 40-yard line with 1:55 and counting to go here. Now ticking down to 1:50, trying to snap the ball. Kyle Whittingham doing a very good job here tonight, preparing his squad. 2 guys wide right with the tight end to the right. Hikes the ball, looking right. Now dumps it off over the middle. Is batted away. What a big play. You're walking away from that after getting his paw on the ball was Hayati Pututeu. These names are so hard sometimes. 3rd and 5. 1:41 to go here in the 4th quarter. Stanford back to throw. Costello throws over the middle. High and coming down and getting it
is going to be Smith. Caden Smith with a big reception. 1:35 left to go. Down 19. It would, like I said, take a miracle. But you know what? They're going to continue on trying, as here is Costello clocking the ball. 1.5 minutes left to play in this game. Utah almost inevitably going 3-2 and 1-2 in conference tonight. Second and 10 coming up here. 2 guys wide left, 2 guys to the right side as a tight end in the middle of the field in between the hashes for Costello. Back to throw. Throws left side, and it's going to be caught. Ball stripped out. That's the game. A 4th turnover. This one different than most. Strips Irwin, and Utah is 1:21 and a couple kneel downs away from 3-2 and pulling off the upset in Palo Alto. Big win for the Utes of Utah and an upset by a pretty good margin. Coming into the game, they were +5 in turnover margin. Now they're -4. Here's Huntley taking a knee, and he's just one more knee away from the win being locked for Utah. In a stretch that won't be easy for Utah, but they can do it. Here's a snap, and that'll be the final kneel down. We can call this one a final out of Palo Alto. After a losing streak against top 25 opponents, top 15 opponents, they win on the road. Utah 40, Stanford 21. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. This was the Pac-12 after dark, I should say. Pac-12 after dark on Bash CFB Network. Final score, Utah 40, number 15 Stanford 21. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Also like this video, comment on other ones. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for more videos when more streams and podcasts will be coming out soon.